Wow, it's the final episode of Youcube. I say final episode, it's not really an episode, it's more of a roundup of all things Gamecube.
Yes, and it's nice to see you again. We've been off for some time with work,
Yeah.
Christmas, and
Christmas
New Year.
holiday, New Year. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so it's nice to be back to talk about the greatest games console.
I would say so. It's almost like the perfected N64. That's how I think of the GameCube.
Yeah.
It's like they had the N64, it was a great console, great games, but it was a bit iffy, a bit blurry, a bit sort of like there's too much pop-up. Oh, there's that weird grey fog over everything. Everything's looks like it's been smudged with your thumb after drawing with chalk. And then the GameCube come out, and it's just like, oh, it's like an N64, but just amazing. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I think it's probably my favourite console. Had the best memories on it, some of the best games on it. I mean, to be fair, it'd be a toss-up between that and then N64.
Yeah, I'd probably say N64, GameCube, and Xbox 360 are like
They'd be
probably
my top three.
top three consoles.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Or maybe I'll swap like GameCube first and 64. But like the top three would be the same.
Yeah. Because with the Xbox 360, obviously you had online, so it's made it a completely different kettle of fish.
Yes. Yeah. And that was online when it was good, before people just go into lobbies and shout, N-word.
Yeah. Back when you had to be you had to be an adult with a job, earning some money to be able to afford Xbox Live.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh, evening, sir. Fancy playing a bit of Gears of War? Oh yes, that'd be delightful. Oh, I really like your weapon placement. Can we play again? Yes, certainly, sir."
Yes, everyone
has devolved.
Yep. Yes, it has.
But this isn't an Xbox 360 video. This is a GameCube video.
Yes.
I don't have an article for this one. I'd normally read out the article for the game,
yes, you do.
because we're talking about just games and the GameCube in general. I don't have that, but I do have a quiz for you.
Nice.
So I hope you've done a bit of research. Otherwise, you're going to look very silly.
Okay. Well, looks like I'm looking very silly.
I think we should start at the beginning.
Okay.
My first bit of information of the GameCube was in an official Nintendo magazine, and they basically had this like literally paragraph of text being like, Nintendo working on sequel to N64, codenamed the Dolphin, going to be more powerful than the Dreamcast. And I was like, oh, amazing. And then just like the hype just built from there.
I would probably say that's the first time I heard of it, because it's probably my magazine that you read it in.
Yeah, probably. Just round on the weekend. Got the latest magazine, Iain.
I always remember the Legend of Zelda demo they showed for it with Link and
Space
Ganondorf
World
fighting.
2000.
Yeah. That's like the one thing that's really vivid in my mind, because I saw those visuals and I was like, I need this game.
It was, for me, it was the separate fingers when Link clasps the Master Sword.
Yeah.
Because like before that, you'd had obviously N64 with GoldenEye with the flipping stump hands, and then I think the video came out not long before. No, not long after they released like the screenshots and stuff of GTA 3 for the PS2, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, amazing! That looks so great." But obviously, the characters still had the weird block fists.
Yeah.
And then there was Nintendo coming out with this trailer, and they're like, "He has individual fingers."
Yeah, and you can still see that on Smash Brothers. Like if you go in, when you pause Smash Brothers and go into like the camera mode, and you zoom in on Link when he's using a bow and arrow, he's got like individual fingers. That's on Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Legend of Zelda tech demo, it made me initially hate Wind Waker, because when they released images of Wind Waker, I was like, this looks rubbish, this looks terrible, oh, don't like it, looks too kiddie.
Do you remember the day we found out about Wind Waker?
No.
Do you not remember? We were in Asda in Chandler's Ford,
Yep.
and I went over to the magazine section, and they had the exclusive of it there.
Hmm.
And I remember calling you over and being like, Iain, look at this, and you like didn't believe me. You thinking it was some sort of like hoax or something? Because I remember you were really grumpy about it.
Yeah. Was this back when we used to hide under the stairs in Asda with all the stolen cartons? Not
And steal the
cartons
milk.
of milk,
Yeah,
the milk from the cafe in
yeah.
the little pots.
The
Yeah.
free milk that isn't technically stealing, but we weren't buying coffee or tea because we were like 10 and 11.
And we used to just sit under the stairs whilst the parents did the food shop.
Yeah, yeah, that place. And
Oh
read all
yeah.
their magazines for free.
Well, I'm sure Asda didn't mind. They'd probably rather that than 4 younglings running around causing a ruckus.
Yep. Yeah, that day just sticks so vividly in my head because we were like promised this amazing, like realistic Zelda fantasy game, and then went in that day, opened the magazine up, and it's just like, oh yeah, look, it's like Toon Link. You're like, what the hell? Because the art
Yeah.
style looked different then when they first showed it. It almost looked a bit Paper Mario-esque as well because it was more
Mm.
sort of flat. Then
Yeah.
obviously they changed it later on, like tweaked it some more.
I'm glad they did because Wind Waker still holds up.
Mm, yeah, it's like when they did the HD release of it on the Wii U, they didn't even need to tidy it up all that much. They literally
Yeah.
just put it in widescreen in HD, and it still looks amazing.
Yeah. If only they got rid of the Triforce shards.
If they didn't have the Triforce shards, you would have completed that game in like a day.
Yeah, true.
Because I remember getting it the same day as you and playing it because I was at my house and you were at your house. I think we got it on like a Friday after school. You got yours, I had mine. Texting you on my Nokia 3310 and that and thing. Oh yeah, enjoying it. Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. You know, then playing it, and then at like I don't know 11 o'clock at night, I get a text from you and you're like, got the Master Sword, and I'm just like, what? I've literally just left Outset Island. How have you got the Master Sword?
That the Wind Waker does have one of my favourite Zelda moments out of all of the games. That bit where you go into Hyrule Castle underwater
Yep,
and everything's all statue, but then you remove
yep.
the sword and everything starts coming to life.
hmm
That's probably like one of my favourite scenes in all of Zelda.
That just made me want them to do a Zelda game based in Hyrule using the Wind Waker engine before it was flooded because it
Yeah,
just looked so cool. Whereas
yeah,
Wind Waker's cool and everything, but you've got the ocean, so there's not each area is not particularly big. There's no big open area. The only big open
yeah,
area is the sea itself. So
yeah. There's a lot of pointless islands in Wind Waker.
yeah, but they wanted to have at least one island per square, didn't they? I
Yeah,
think that was the idea. Yeah.
yes,
I was going to say we should just list some of our favourite games, but we've already sort of just started doing that. So Wind Waker was on my list.
yep.
That's one of my
It was on my
top
list as
games.
well. Now, would you count Twilight Princess? Because it was kind of on the Wii, but also the GameCube.
For me personally, Twilight Princess is a Wii game because
That's fine.
I didn't play it on the GameCube until much later on because I just couldn't get hold of a copy.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, did you have it on GameCube?
I've got it on GameCube now, but I didn't to start with.
Have you got my old copy?
Probably.
I can't remember. I can't remember if I
You
sold
gave
it
me a
or gave it away.
copy. You gave me a copy wrapped up for a birthday or a Christmas.
It's probably my old copy then.
So it was a gift. It wasn't a loan because it was wrapped
Yeah,
and given to
exactly.
me on a special occasion. So when you come
Exactly.
back to England, you can't be like, "That's mine. I'm taking that." I'll be like,
I used to do
"No."
that a lot of the time anyway, because I'd be like, well, I'm going to be selling this stuff off anyway, because I'd be selling stuff. And I'd be like, well, how much am I going to spend on a gift? I'm like, you know, Iain would prefer to have this than any gift I could buy with the proceeds from it. So
Yeah.
I'm just that nice.
Thank you.
I've got one of the GameCube launch games that I really enjoyed playing, that I never owned, that I rented back when you could rent games.
Mhm.
Was Rogue Leader, the sequel to Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars game.
Yes, I think I remember you playing that.
And purely for the reason that it had voice acting in it. So when I used to play it, it would be like, Luke, on your left. Luke, watch out for the TIE fighters. I'd be like, oh, thanks.
Didn't that used to happen in Pod Racer as well?
No, because that was
No.
Anakin, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get those
Wrong
two games
era of
confused.
Star Wars. I think you're probably getting
Yeah,
them mixed up. I did have Pod Racer a lot. Play Pod Racer a lot as well.
yeah,
That was another good game.
yeah. I enjoyed. I know it's not a GameCube exclusive, but a launch title, Crazy Taxi.
Yes. Just the
I
soundtrack.
Yeah, soundtrack. Just take me to KFC.
Yeah.
Take me to Pizza Hut. So okay, but yeah, just that game.
Never,
I learned the trick of how to get to your destination, do the drift, so that you're up on your wheels against a barrier, and your money would just go up and up and up.
yeah.
Oh god, I could play that game for ages without like the timer running out. Back when I used to be good at games.
I could never get past the guy that wants to go to the church.
Oh yeah,
Always get so far. You go through the thing, you go up into the
yeah.
parking lot, you do the jump out of it, you get onto the little bit of the hill, pick up the guy for the take me to the church, you go around the thing, and I'd literally just would never make it. I
And then
just
after
thought it
that,
was
you get like
impossible.
take me to the baseball stadium, and then you get into like downtown. Oh, downtown's horrible. But then eventually you work your way back up to the start.
Yeah.
There you go. It's just one
And
big circle.
it's a little historic time capsule as well, because it's like,
Yes.
take me to Tower Records.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Does it not in America?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I've not seen a Tower Records for years.
yeah, because one opened up in Southampton, didn't it? And
Yeah.
then that shut down pretty quickly
Promptly
because,
disappeared.
yeah, because it
Too
was
much
very,
theft.
not that I did this, but it was very easy to steal from there.
Yeah.
Because someone in my class at school used to take people's orders and they'd go to Tower Records at the weekend and just steal loads of CDs.
I think everyone who went to school in England had that one kid in their class that on a Friday would be like, right, so guys, I'm popping into town. Any orders for anything? Whatever you want, 75% off. And people would be like, oh yeah, I have this Game Boy game or I have this CD and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Then he'd come into school on the Monday, empty his bag out, and he'd have like these games and CDs and stuff. Like, oh, who wanted the Limp Bizkit album? Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's £2. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I think every school did that, and then every school also had that person that would go to the shop, buy multi packs of like sweets, but then sell them individually.
Oh yeah, my mate John used to do that with Mr. Kipling's. Buy a big pack of Mr. Kipling cakes and then sell them out of his rucksack for like 50p a cake. Much more cost effective than going to the tuck shop.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, school in England's a bit like prison with all its underground black markets, isn't it?
it kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone trying to smoke without the teachers noticing,
Yeah.
forgetting that the cigarette produces smoke out of their mouth, and unless they're a
Yeah.
dragon, it's not very well hidden.
Nah, mate, I'm a dragon. Honest. Raw.
Yes. So Crazy Taxis took us onto an adventure onto another great game, which we've discussed previously, Star Fox.
Oh, Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
Star
difficult to
Fox.
remember like the sequence of what games I bought in what order.
Star Fox for me, I just associate it so much with Christmas. It's just such a Christmassy game. I think because the first sort of like area is like snowy and the little gems on the plants are almost like Christmas lights as well.
Yeah.
It's just I love playing through it at Christmas. I played through it this year as well. You know, we did the Youcube episode on it.
Yeah.
I played it for some footage for that. I just carried on playing it. Just Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you going onto another game.
Okay.
Out of all of the Mario Karts that you have played,
Yeah.
where would you rank Double Dash?
I see the problem with Double Dash is that it controls weird for me. It has really good tracks, but it controls weird. So I would say that it's what are my favorite ones? Mario Kart DS is my top Mario Kart.
Yeah,
It's like
I'd
loads
agree.
now as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
Um, the Wii and the Switch Mario Kart's the same basically. Um, so I'd say I don't know. It's quite low down for me. I'd say it's better than Super Mario Kart, and it's better than the Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance. But
okay.
I don't like the way it controls. I like the tracks. It's got some really good tracks,
It
and it has
has
really
got some
fun
really good
memories.
tracks.
But I don't like the fact you can't jump.
Yeah, it's got some really good tracks, and I liked the fact that you could switch between your characters to hold two weapons, and you could
Yeah,
play it co-op. So one of you would be on the back, one of you would be on the
yeah.
front of the cart. I like that each character had their own specific special weapon,
Hmm.
but there was just something about it playing it on the GameCube. Whilst I loved it, it didn't hold the same magic that Mario 64 did.
Yeah, Mario Kart 64 like controls. If I could have Mario Kart 64 controls in Double Dash would probably shoot all the way up to like my top, like probably second place because
Mm.
nothing's going to beat DS.
No, DS
So
was just too good.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, well,
Loads of people are going to be like, I can't believe you hate Double Dash. Oh, it's the best one. Blah blah blah.
the worst one is Mario Kart 7.
Really?
Oh, I really didn't like it.
To me, that just felt like Mario Kart Wii with some extras.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just like the 3DS because I didn't really like Smash Brothers on it either
No.
because of the analog stick was a bit. It
Oh,
wasn't
it's
really an
like
analog stick, was it?
yeah, it's like the little slider.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't really like it. So it's just dampened my memories.
It's probably because you were like, oh, it's on the DS, it's going to be amazing, and you had like Mario Kart DS in your head, thinking, oh, it's going to be like that, but better, and then it
Yeah,
wasn't.
basically, like what happened with Double Dash. I was like, I love Mario Kart 64. This is the next one. It's obviously going to be better, but just it didn't.
Yeah, and its battle mode was rubbish in
The battle mode's
comparison
been
to
rubbish
since 64.
since, yeah,
Yeah,
just because none of them have had block fort.
no, they need more levels like Block Fort.
Yeah,
That's the only level to play on
yeah.
battle mode anyway.
Well, there's green shells.
Yeah. I think that's another thing with Mario Kart 64. Stuff just didn't randomly disappear. Like you shoot a green shell and it bounces off stuff and it would just continue to be there the entire game until it
Mhm.
hit someone or another shell.
Yeah,
Did you ever play Eternal Darkness?
I dabbled in it. This was a game that I eventually managed to rent from
Yeah.
Blockbuster when every time I went to rent it, it was always already out by someone else. But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't
So
play it a lot. I think I got through the first 2 levels or so.
yeah. So
But I
it's
know
I
loads of
didn't I
people are like crying out for a remake or like a remaster.
see I don't think it would work as well today because I think the reason it works so well is 'cause I didn't own it, but I borrowed it off one of my friends. And back then everyone pretty much had the same crappy little portable TV,
Mm,
which was obviously different brands, different makes, but they were probably all made in the same factory, just with a different brand logo on it. So like you know the one I mean. When you turn the volume up and down, it would have that little green triangle, and the volume would be green, and it'd be like dip 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 dip.
yeah,
Yeah, with the black sort of background on it. And if you turn the channel over, or if you did whatever, like the little tiny like menu icon, I would say menu like icons in the loosest possible terms, but just
yeah,
like when it would show you what channel it was on briefly or whatever. It was all the same across the board for these cheap little crap TVs, which most kids or teenagers had. So when the sanity effects on Eternal Darkness happened, one of them was it turning the volume up on your TV. So it mimicked that exact image of the TV that you owned obviously by having the volume go up on it, and would increase the volume on the game. So if you played it today, you'd know that was like wasn't really happening, because the volume, when you turn the volume up and down on a modern TV, it doesn't look like that. But it got me, like when I was playing it, I was like, what's going on? What's my TV's freaking out? And then it would do a thing where it'd like change channel on your TV, but obviously not. It would just like fake it or
Yeah,
make it go to static and all sorts of stuff. And I remember just being like, "Whoa, I've got to put it dark. Oh, that's it. I'll turn it off." And just like had to
that's
give it back to my friend.
very similar to a section in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the end. Like, do you know Metal Gear Solid? You have the
Was it
conversations.
the fish and mailed bit where it goes weird?
Yeah, and you get
Yeah.
the game over screen, but you're
Yeah.
actually still playing in the small
Yeah.
corner. And that
Yeah.
guy's like, "You've been playing too long. I think it's time for you to turn the console off." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Without saving it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wonder what one came out
So,
first. Eternal Darkness?
Eternal Darkness, I think definitely, because they scrapped development on Metal Gear Solid 2, didn't they? Because it was supposed to take place in
Oh,
two towers, and
yeah,
then one of the towers was supposed to collapse, but then certain world events happened, and they had
yes.
to change it.
I do remember now.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know how they would do an Eternal Darkness now, because depending on if you've got a Samsung TV or an LG or
I guess so.
whatever, you know, Sony TV brand, when you turn the volume up and down or you turn the channel over, it looks all different now, like depending on the
Yeah.
brand, where it used to be very uniform on all the cheap TVs. See, that sort of stuff
Mm,
worked. So they'd have to figure out a way around
yeah.
it. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I never really massively played it, so I don't have a lot of memories of that game.
You turn around looking at your GameCube collection now.
Yeah, I'm just
What,
looking at the
what
GameCube
other
collection
favourite games do I have?
just to, yeah, just to see really. What else is on your list of your favorite games?
I've just got the usual suspects: Mario Sunshine, Time Splitters 2, Smash Brothers.
Yep, Mario
We've
Party.
done Mario Party. Yeah, Mario Party 4, I think, was one of
Yes.
my first
Did
games that I
you
got.
ever play or own the Mario Party that came with the microphones?
No.
No, neither did I.
Or I borrowed Odama Ball from the shop when I used to work at it, and that came with a microphone. It was like a weird pinball game where you had troops that you moved and you'd use the
Yes,
microphone for that.
yes, I remember you having that actually. Oh,
Yeah.
so talking about the shop that you worked at, when you got that copy of Chibi Robo in,
Yeah.
and I went there to buy it, but your
Yeah.
manager was like, "Nope, it's on hold for me,"
Yeah.
and then it was there for ages, just on hold for him,
Yeah.
and he never
Hmm.
did. He actually
Yeah.
buy it in the end?
No, you got sacked and I got it.
Oh you?
Did I not give you my copy of Chibi Robo?
No,
Oh, I must have
that was
sold it
back.
then.
That was like towards the end of the GameCube's life.
Yeah, it must have been
When
worth
all the
too much.
Yeah. Speaking of being worth too much, did you Fire Emblem? Did you ever play Fire Emblem? Path of Radiance?
No, I watched you play it.
Yeah. Very stressful game.
I remember you being stressed because isn't it when someone
You're,
dies, they're dead for the
yep,
rest of the game,
yep.
and you being like, no, no, and just like turning the console off and turning it back on again.
Smashing the reset button.
Yeah.
I'm not having this. Or as it's known in the Football Manager community, save scumming.
Saves coming.
That's where you save before a game, and if you lose, you just reload the save until you win.
A bit like you used to do on Pokemon when you used to fight like a legendary. You turn up and you'd find Zapdos, save
Yeah.
beforehand, and if you accidentally kill him, then you just reset it and then have another go at trying to catch him. Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Fire Emblem, but I never completed it because I just used to get really annoyed when my characters died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I bought the sequel on the Wii. Never even touched it. Never played it.
You never played it?
I never completed the first one, so it was like a direct sequel.
So you couldn't complete the first one because you couldn't bear to let anyone die.
Yeah, I had a conscience.
This is
I
like
felt
Pikmin all
guilt.
over again.
Yeah, just those little Pikmin squeals. Hated it. Broke my heart. Could deal with it. So I never completed Pikmin.
Oh. Well, as I think we're about 25 minutes in, and
Oh,
I like.
I have one more game that I just wanted to mention.
Okay, go.
Super Mario Dance Megamix.
Oh yeah.
I bought this. I don't think I've ever told you this, but this was when you were with before your current wife. You were with
Sue.
yes, that's it. I remember
Yeah.
you told me once that she was going to go into a shop to buy it with the dance mat, and she was really excited. So I was like, nope, I'm going to get in that shop before her, just in case there's only one copy. So I literally raced to the nearest game that I thought she would go to, just so I could buy it before her, so that if it was sold out when she went there, she'd be really upset. So I bought it out of like spite and pettiness, and then I
So
played it,
mean.
and I loved it because Mario just looks so ridiculous when he's dancing to his Mario
Yeah.
songs, because they kind of mashed up the Mario songs with like the dance and stage mega mix songs.
Yeah.
It was just bizarre.
Have you
You
still
still
got
have
that?
I've still got it. I've still got the dance mat. Who knows if the dance mat still works?
The plastic's just fused together, where it's been sat in the
Yeah.
loft and stuff sticking
But
together.
yeah, but even like the old PlayStation 1 one we had, where it gets folded up a lot,
Yeah.
eventually like all the wires just go a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows if it works? But it works on controller, so I can have a finger workout.
It's not quite the same, is it? Jumping up and down with your fingers on the controller like little legs.
But yeah, if no one's ever seen Dance Stage Mario Mix, then just find a video of it on YouTube just to see Mario do his weird little dances. It's amusing. Oh, I'm glad I brought that out of spite and pettiness.
Right. You ready for this quiz?
Okay,
I hope you've done lots of research. Otherwise, or
does
you're just that
playing the
knowledgeable
GameCube
about the GameCube.
does playing the GameCube count as research?
Well, yeah. When did you last play it? Like 20 years ago.
Maybe.
Right. Ready. As ever, there's only 8 questions because
Okay.
that's how I do quizzes. Okay. The first question should be easy, as you were there, and this is when you got your GameCube. When did the GameCube release in the UK? What was the date?
May the 3rd, 2002.
That is correct. You can have a point for that. Question 2. What were the 2 colours of GameCube available on launch in the UK?
Purple and black.
Yep.
Or lilac, or some sort of purple.
Won it.
Yeah.
You're doing quite well. Those questions were quite easy, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Question 3. How many removable compartment covers are on the bottom of the GameCube?
2.
You sure that's your final answer?
Yeah, because you had no, that's a guess, but you had that one. Was it the expandable broadband that you could use with Fantasy Star?
Is 2 your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, you're wrong. It was
Ah.
3. Do you want to know what they were? It was the high-speed port, had a little
Okay.
cover. The serial port had a cover, and the serial port 2 had its own little separate cover.
Okay.
2 of them made up one section. So that's probably why you got a bit confused.
Yeah. Or
That's all right. It's all right. Still got a few more questions you can get right.
okay.
Okay. What was the last first-party Nintendo game released for the GameCube?
Twilight Princess.
Yes, that is correct. What was the GameCube's codename during development? We said this
Dolphin.
earlier on. Yep. Storming through them now. Okay. Without turning around, how many buttons does the GameCube controller have on it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 analog sticks and a D-pad.
Okay, so 8, yeah?
Hold on. Left, right, Z, X, Y, A, B. Start. Yeah.
Yeah. You've said that in the exact order that I've written it down as well.
I'll just go by like how my fingers laid out.
Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, correct. You're doing pretty well. You've only got one wrong so far.
And that was
Okay.
because I've never looked at the bottom of a Gamecube.
Do you not have the Game Boy Advance adapter
No,
underneath?
never had it.
Okay. What was the GameCube's best-selling game?
Smash Brothers Melee.
Correct. I wasn't sure you were going to get that. I thought you were going to say like Wind Waker or Mario Kart. Okay.
It was between Mario Kart and Smash Brothers.
Here is your 8th and final question. I'm being nice, and you've got 3 options for this one.
Okay.
So the question is, how much did the GameCube cost on its UK launch? A, $129.99, B, $179.99, or C, $199.99?
Right, in my head, before you gave me the options, I had $179.99.
Yeah.
So I'm going for that.
That is incorrect. That is the launch price of the Nintendo Wii. GameCube was $129.99.
Maybe
Nintendo's cheapest ever launch console.
Maybe I thought it was more because I got an extra controller and 2 games with mine.
Probably. And you're probably just remembering the Wii's launch price of $179.99 as well.
Yeah, maybe.
A couple of years
Oh,
later.
that's a shame. 6
Pretty
out
good.
of 8.
Yeah, 6 out of 8. Oh, not a bad round-up score. So that's the end of the Youcube series then. I guess until its 30th anniversary.
Jesus. Probably would just do the Wii next.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. it would be Youcube, would it? It would be
WiiCube.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
WiiCube.
You Wii.
Yeah, we'll think of a name.
Yeah. Better than you Wii.
Yeah.
Right.
But yes, let us know in the comments what your favourite Wii memories or games are. Or
Wii?
peripherals. Oh, not the Wii, the GameCube. Just because we're talking about the Wii.
Yeah, share with us any of your fun or hilarious GameCube memories. Some of that offline multiplayer with your mates.
Yep.
We'd love to hear the stories.
Yes. How many controllers were broken?
Yep.
How many friendships ended?
Right.
Right.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Like, subscribe, follow, notifications, everything.